knows what you do. Gonna do student. Good evening.
Good evening.
The Hertford County Board of Education August 28th meeting is now in session at this time. We would like to welcome you. It's so good to see our students in the room, parents in the room. It seems as if we have a full house. And we're gonna move our agenda around a little tonight because we know that our students have to go to school tomorrow morning, and they've had an exciting day today, and they need a little extra sleep tonight. So we will do a little shifting this evening so that they can get some rest tonight. And parents, you also, I didn't forget to. Okay, I would like to have the Pledge of Allegiance with Vice Chair Eddie Hall.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. May I have a motion to accept the agenda?
Madam Chair, make a motion that we accept the agenda.
May I have a second, please?
Second motion.
All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The agenda has been accepted for, approved for August 28, 2023. We'll move now to our student recognitions. I think that's what we are all waiting for.
Good evening, Chair Porter.
Good evening.
Members of the board, Dr. Pratt. Tonight, we would like to recognize our students that participated in the Wizard of Oz play over the summer. When I call your name, please come forward and go and see Ms. Ballant, and she will instruct you to come over here. All right? First, we have Lucy Cutler. Anaya Brown. Aiden Brown. Marissa Lasbrook. Christian Maven. Johan White. Savannah White. Jakari Warren. Terrell Williams. Peyton Goofy. We would also like to recognize our former students that participated. When I call your name, please stand. Justin Barnes. Shakira Williams. Marlon Cussler. Cheryl DeLoach. Our director, Caroline Stevenson. Our board members, real quickly, and we can get pictures. And Dr. Pratt, if we can get pictures with you all with the students. everybody right here on three. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's give it
Mr. Shears, did you like to comment?
For everybody who
Yes,
didn't go,
a moment, please.
for everybody who didn't go see that play, you missed a great opportunity. I tell you, these kids they did great, and I'm always amazed at the talent we have within our school district. But all you got to do is just look. Sometimes we don't look at the talent we've got, and it was really great. And so I think they're gonna do something else this fall. So when they do, we need to make sure that it gets publicized, because it was well worth it. It was as good as anything that I've seen locally in a while, and it was really, really great. And I'd like to thank Caroline Stevenson and Justice Barnes and the other people that actually help keep everything running like it's supposed to. So sometimes it's hard on our shoulders, but they did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shields. We'll move on. May I have a motion, to approve the minutes for July 24th, the regular session?
Motion approved. Second.
All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Minutes for July 24th, 2023 has been approved. We'll move on to 2.6. Ms. Tanya Freeman, attendance aware month.
Good evening, Chair Porter, members of the board, Dr. Pratt. You have before you Hertford County Board of Education proclamation for September 2023 as Attendance Awareness Month for your approval.
Are there any questions or concerns? May I have a motion to approve the Attendance Awareness Month proclamation, please?
So moved, Madam Chair.
All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
All opposed. The Attendance Awareness Month proclamation has been approved. At this time, is there any public input?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. We'll move on to 3.1. We'll go back to our, HR. Newly hired employees. We certainly don't want to forget you. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair Porter, Vice Chair Hall, board members, Dr. Pratt. I come before you to introduce our newly hired employees of Hertford County Public Schools. When I call your name, if you could come forward and stand. Fun facts about our new employees. I like art, singing, and dancing. Lauren Futrell. Lauren Futrell grew up in Emporia, Virginia, and graduated from Southside Virginia Community College with her Associates of Arts in Science and Education. She recently got married to her husband in May of 2023 in Newbern, North Carolina, and in her downtime, she enjoys spending time with her husband and her dog. Welcome, Crystal Taylor.
Excuse me, could you, let us know what school they are working, which grade level or subject area?
Vicki is working at Fairfield, and she will be a Reach Associates. Instructional partners. Dorothy Trail. What school are you going to? Fairfield. Would you like them to turn and face you all?
They can just stand,
They
can just stand up at their seats
Okay,
as you
all right.
introduce them.
Okay.
Okay.
Crystal Taylor, are you present? Crystal Taylor is at, Hosky Elementary School. Brianna Simmons. She's at, middle school, and she loves to dance.
What area?
What area? She's
UCLA.
in English. Adriana Gallo. Fellowship School. Hertford County Middle. All right. She loves to do cheers with her daughters, who are cheerleaders at the middle school and the early college, and she can never get her hands and feet to work together. Mommy,
Area.
I'm sorry,
Your area?
data manager.
Definitely.
Adriana Gallo. Oh, I'm sorry. Connie Holloway. Connie Holloway, I'm at the middle school. For bookkeeping.
Okay.
Miss Stephanie Horton.
We'll be working with Fairfield and Riverview as early learning coordinator.
And she loves to hunt and fish.
Right.
Miss Carla Page.
I am the beginning teacher coordinator.
And she visited Lenin Tomb in Red Square, Moscow, Russia. Mr. Oren Gatlin. And Mr. Wesley Dudley.
Good evening, Hertford County Principal, high school. Glad to be here, so.
What will you be doing at the high school? All right, thank you so much for this time. These are our new employees of Hertford County Public Schools. Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. McCullough.
Absolutely. Good
Yes.
afternoon, Loretta McCullough. I'm Hertford County Middle School, 8th grade social studies. I'm a product of Hertford County High School, and the fun fact about me is that I was really impressed that the students in the classroom did not know that Hertford County High School and Hertford County Middle School were once the Hosky High School and Hertford. They don't. So, with that being said, that was our history lesson for today.
Great.
I have more that wasn't on my list. Please, yes, go ahead.
I am Daniel Lee, CS Brown High School English teacher. Lumisi Sibanda, Lumisi Middle School. Math teacher.
My name is Stephanie Benson, I host elementary math, 4th grade, and upon that about me, let's prosper. Child nutrition employee, right there.
Okay, introduce them.
Miss Bonner and Miss Moore.
My name is Mary Moore, and I work at the Hosky High School with the cafeteria.
My name is Jeanette Bonner, and I work in the, high school cafeteria also.
Anyone else we missed that I missed? All right, let's give them a. Thank you all so much for coming. My list was not that long. I appreciate you all coming out on tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Yes, sir.
Just quickly, Madam Chair, those child nutrition people, the heartbeat of our system.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Be some angry people.
That's very true. Thank you so much. Mr. Eddie Hall.
On behalf of the Board of Education, we wanted to welcome all of our new employees to our district. You could have chosen a better family to be a part of. If there's anything that we can do to assist, please let us know or ask someone and we will get this. Welcome, and we look forward to a great school.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll move on to 3.1. Curriculum Thank you all. Have a good week.
We'll echo with you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, Board Chair Porter, Vice Chair Hall, board members, Dr. Pratt, administration, and staff. I'm gonna be very brief with you. Just wanna give you work that has happened and transpired within the curriculum department to support our schools with effective open today. So I'll just give you a brief overview of the work that has transpired within each department, and pause for any questions. Within CCs, a couple of new things that, have happened for the 23. We have some new courses added at the CS Brown STEM to increase technological courses offered there at that institution. We have, of course, worked with our partnership with our high schools to make sure that we align pathways from our high schools to our RCCC career choices. We have updated processes for the CC department to ensure that staff get an opportunity to go to professional learning. Prior to this year, staff were required to pay everything in advance and be first. And so now we're doing registrations early and trying to get that information proactively in partnership with the finance department. We had 3 teachers who went off to professional learning in aviation science, health sciences, and smart ag. We have tiered support at our schools. We have a lot of new CTE staff, and so they'll have departmental meetings weekly, monthly, as well as bi-weekly check-ins with that staff. And then we have several new staff members, many who you met today, in family and science and agriculture science, which is coming back. Within the general department, we had a C&I retreat where we focus on several topics so that we align our work for the schools. We also had the Any Cares Collaborative where our teachers develop pacing guides, so all of our core classes have pacing guides, and I believe teachers told me that this is the first time in 6 years that they had that resource. We have updated resources and easy to access for our staff. They have a landing page on our ClassLink website that has all their curriculum and instruction resources. We had a great partnership with Chowan College in our Lit Camp, where we had many of our students, I think 60 students and staff that had a great opportunity to involve in STEM and engineering. We have tiered school supports as well as ongoing new teacher support. We have a couple new staff, I believe 4 new staff that are going to be starting with us, and we'll have new teacher orientation with them tomorrow to make sure that they're welcome to our schools as well. In the Exceptional Children's Department, we have new staff at Hosty Elementary, a new compliance specialist, and administrator. We had, of course, summer professional learning to make sure that we are sharpening our saws and crafts so that we can give our teachers the best and newest high-impact teaching strategies. Our PRC coordinator has been working on evidence-based behavior support, as well as school-level professional learning on discipline, environment, and attendance. Federal programs in general has been working on effective processes in conjunction with our financial staff. We want to make sure we ensure quality learning opportunities for all of our students and the opportunity for every single school to have extended learning opportunities at school, either before school or after school or Saturday school. So I'll be bringing forth some more information on for you regarding that. Also, in the oversight of the Federal Programs Department, under the leadership of Sally Evans, we have our out-of-district placements for the 2024 school year. We have 41 requests. Last year, 40 approved, 1 denied. This year, we had 50 requests, 45 approved, 11 denied. Of those 11 denied, those were individuals who did not have any evidence of them previously being in any other district other than Hertford County, and so we're working with them to reassure them on that. In pre-kindergarten, we checked today, this enrollment has gone up to 81, so I think we're about 65% of our pre-K seats are filled. We had some great outreach programs, as you can see there in Murfreesboro, as well as other communities. In terms of safety, Mr. Cooley has been extremely busy in partnership with the technology department. We have cameras up and running at Riverview, Hertford County Middle and Hertford County High. We also participated in I Love You Guys Professional Learning Conference, which is a safety protocol that will be implemented at all schools. Mr. Cooley also participated in the RISE conference, which law enforcement. We have a reunification that's already approved, ready to go in the case of, emergency. Student support services, which is myself, we have, MTSS core matrices in attendance, behavior, and academics. So that is making sure that nothing is left to chance in terms of our student needs, protocols where students are missing, what we're going to do, have academic trouble, what we're going to do with improving their behavior. We have a core PBIS matrix, which you will see in our schools. Our teachers will have those in their classrooms later on this week, where we are focused on We Are Bears, where we have indicated exactly the behaviors we have updated processes in terms of our long-term hearings, working with social workers, counselors, nurses, et cetera, on Friday, just to think about our scope and sequence for working through the support services. So I'm excited to partner with them, as well as community partnerships with the Kiwanis, RCC, Chuan, and local government. Last but not least, testing and accountability. We checked all of the boxes, dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's in terms of finalizing our accountability data. That data will be available for the board in the next week or so, as it will be a state board, I believe, this Wednesday. So we'll be bringing that forth. Dr. Pratt will be bringing forth those. Also planning for our beginning of the year audit, making sure we have our trend report so we can look longitudinally at our data from 2018 up to current, as well as a universal district testing calendar, which combines both local and state testing requirements so that our teachers, principals, have adequate planning. They got that information over exactly what is happening all year, no surprises, no gotcha. We are continuing to work on our dropout prevention for students who were absent last year, starting with a proactive approach to get them back in school this year, and we'll be giving you additional details about that as that work transpires. In addition, verifying our read to achieve data earlier this month. So overall, we thank our leader staff, and definitely our families for trusting Hertford County. Off to a great start and much more work to retire. We are not exhausted at all, and we continue to work hard, because our students and our families, they deserve it.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I don't have a question, just to add to, there's a statement about the test scores being released. They will be discussed on next Wednesday. State board will approve on Thursday, after discussing Wednesday. There are some concerns about some of the data that's never known to be that way, but it's the first time. Next Thursday, we will know where we are, where we need to go, and how we need to get there. I'll leave it at that right now. All of us are anxiously waiting for it. The action has been taken by the General Assembly thus far, half of public education in this state. Have impact also. When I was reading, and thank you for the slide that spoke to recovery, I call it recovery. Those dropout, those kids we talked about last month, those 60-some kids. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I read that. That we have a plan now.
Yes.
Going out and trying to find these kids and find out just what happened and got it, the whole shoot back and trying to get them back in.
That's right.
To the system. And I was glad to see that plan now. I appreciate you not going through it tonight.
If you wanna know more,
Well, no, but yes, yes, I want to know. Yes, I need, but not tonight. But, that is something I've been waiting to see. I just had to say it, but don't send me anything you don't want me to read it.
Right.
Don't send it to me. But I'm going to scan it if nothing else. That is important. Those 60-some kids, we need to know what happened to them.
That's right.
And why. And I think you have in place, the procedure to go about it. Now, what we need to do is make sure that procedure is implemented and followed.
That's right. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I can't reiterate enough importance of safety in our schools, keeping the doors locked, went by one of our schools last week, and there's a rug in the door, and,
Told me about that.
so some of you might not know, but there was a student at UNC that shot and killed a professor this afternoon or today. And so I can't tell y'all, make sure your students and your staff are going and coming through one door, not 50 doors. Because we're all vulnerable, and all it takes is one crazy. And I can't say that enough, because it's scary. And I know that when kids go out, they are out, every door that there is, but we just have to make sure that we're controlling security as much as we can, because this will happen at a college, it can certainly happen at a high school or elementary school or any else. I can't talk enough about security, and we got it. All right.
Madam Chair?
Yes,
Quick,
sir.
in response to what you saw today, with that rug in the door, I talked about that last year.
Yeah.
We were right back again this year. That rug in the door. And I don't understand it when you said something about safety, leaving that door cracked like that. And I'm not gonna call the school, I don't know what school.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna call the school out, but I will do it, if I'm asked to now. But that rug in the door business needs to cease as of tonight. It's not good practice to leave a door open for anyone to walk through. But since we're talking about safety, Mr. Cooley, there's a new, what do you mean? This device now that you can put in the hallway, and when kids just walk by, you don't scan them or nothing like that. It's on a pole. Everybody's shaking their head. Well, you know what I'm talking about then. That's something we need to investigate. Even though I know it costs, one unit costs $17,000. What price do you put on the safety of a child, a staff member, or whomever? But you just place it out there, and as kids walk by, it scans them. And it goes off in the resource officer's office or somebody's office, to let them know that there's some activity in this area or whatever. When kids are moving all over the building, you don't know where they are, what they have. As you well know, and help me to understand, if I heard this correctly, did we not say that backpacks would be clear?
Yes.
Did we not say that backpacks would be clear?
And we sent information.
And we sent information. I personally said something to Walmart twice, brought them backpacks out for, and that was covered.
That's right.
But I saw some today that were covered.
Yes.
I'm just saying again, are we really serious about this thing of being safe? And our people have to understand that kids don't put anything in the backpack. You know. But I saw something today, might as well just not even say anything about it.
Right.
I hope it be enforced. Clear. Backpack. Think about it. I thought we talked about it. I thought the board voted that.
It voted, and information was sent out from your office.
Right.
Blue bags at the secondary, school.
And middle school,
Mhm.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, secondary schools, middle school and
I
high
think
school.
there was some issues in terms of, in this community, being able to access them, because I don't think our Walmart here had them.
They didn't know anything about it. Manager told me, and I told him personally. We voted on that a month ago. Didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, well, that policy was in place before I arrived, and I think Ms. Freeman had several conversations with the manager at Walmart about not having it there. And us really encouraging them, because when I personally went to Chesapeake and Virginia and other Walmarts, they had clear book bags in those stores. Our store didn't carry the book bag. And so that's something that we're gonna have to look at, the accessibility our families have around the cost and things of that nature. You know, it may be that we have to provide the book bags, I don't know, but it's something that we have to look into it. But there are some students and families making a decision not to follow it that we have to follow up with staff to make sure that we're executing.
I wonder, like I said, that, new device, we
Right.
might want to check into it, Mr. Cooley. I know Pitt County put them in their schools.
Thank you, Ms. Cooper.
Yes, I just want to say, I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to the curriculum instruction team, Mr. Cooper, also Ms. Payton, who is not here, as well as the exceptional with, technology, you know.
Thank you. We move on to our substitute teacher requirement. Mrs. Norman.
Vice Chair Hall, Board Member. Our current substitute requirements, existing requirements, and so our current requirement for Hertford County Public Fire, our substitute. Effective teacher. Some existing districts fire, such as gate. 24 transferable credit hours, 4 effective teacher training. First T requires high school diploma, effective teacher training. At Garden is where they take the character letter, also 8-hour volunteer form out by principal one. Hampton requires a high. Now this slide is an overview of all 4 districts. All require a high school diploma. All require effective teaching. That is one of those. T, the character letter, and then all volunteer form. Effective teaching. Hertford, high school diploma, 60 credit hours, or in social. And what our recommendation is. Or college credit hours. Qualifications for Hertford County high school diploma and or additional college courses.
We're doing that because we're having trouble finding substitutes.
We would like to increase that.
Are there any comments?
We're not gonna do college, not gonna do the, associate's degree or the college credits. I definitely think we need to have a reference letter in there. I just think we need to have, that they're easy to get, I guess, but I mean,
On the application, they write references up there. On their application.
we just need to follow through with the references. Reference on an application is nothing, that's your next door neighbor, but a letter a letter from somebody, it requires them to do something to get you're less likely to get, you're more likely to get an honest answer about how somebody is if it's better. You need to hear about that, but I would like to see that added if we're not gonna do this. To that, Madam Chair, let that letter of reference be a non-family member. how we would know that, but one family knows that.
May I have a motion at this time to approve with additional reference letter and a non-family member?
So move, Madam Chair.
May I have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The substitute teacher requirement, has been approved. We move on to operations, opening of schools report. Dr. Pratt and the team?
Yes, so we would like to provide you with an update from the operations department. And I believe, Ryan, if you hit the next slide, we can have that individual to come up. I can't remember who it is. Transportation.
Good evening, Chair Porter, board members, Dr. Pratt. So I wanted to give you a quick update on transportation. All of our routes were completed and handed out to drivers on Friday at convocation, and dry runs were completed. Our Here Comes the Bus app has been a great success. Parents have gave really good feedback. We actually had booths set up at each site, at each school site, and helped parents sign up for this app or really push this app and told them the benefits of it. We also have our pre-K on this. I've got pre-K star seats have been ordered and will arrive next week. I actually got half of them in last week, and the other one should be here by the end of the week.
How many did we get?
22. Got 12 coming this week, that's last week. Updates for trans.
I think finance is up next. If the team can get in line in order with your presentation so it won't delay the presentation. Ms. Merritt, please come up and do your presentation.
Good evening. All right.
Well, we've been busy, we stay busy year round, we're payroll, from beginning, that process, we have to verify workers' comp and FMLA employees, verify that we're not overpaying them, have to enroll new employees in benefits, process accounts payable, federal, accounts payable, travel payments to vendors. Come faster and more. Process purchase orders so that supplies can be ordered and received. With our auditors, which is a job, because they want this, that, and the other, and they want it right then, and we've been providing training to our bookkeepers, help them stay up on the rules and regulations. Providing assistance to schools that are temporarily without.
Are there any questions?
Where are we, Madam Chair, where are we with the case of the new system? It's going to replace AS 400 last month?
That's Mr. Bennett, he is working on that.
Another question is quickly, do you have a cutoff time for vouchers to be paid in the current month? If not, then the next month you can expect it thereafter.
Well, usually we pay up until the last week in the month when we're finalizing payroll because of the cutoff for cash requests. That time, that last week, we do not issue payments. Already been done.
Other questions? Thank you, Ms. Murray.
This is the first one. This is the first. Good job.
See those evil eyes she giving me.
Chair. Right, I'm standing before you to show you some of the work we did over the summer. I know that's Fairfield Primary School before, afterwards. The left side is after we cleaned the bleachers at the high school, the right side is before we cleaned the bleachers.
That looked good Friday night, before that.
Current work on the concession stand, and we still got some more work to do to that. Classrooms, whiteboard. Job. Bathrooms. Parking lot paving job at Liberty. Cycle. Work.
One of the questions, Madam Chair, I have a comment quickly.
Yes, sir.
They were out there painting Saturday. Whoever you had, whoever we have, contracted with, they were painting Saturday, which I said to myself. Painting right now, oh, they're a great crew, that's a great crew. But they are really committed to getting that job done.
They should be done later.
I mean, go to work on Saturday to paint.
That they work Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday too? That was a good day to be blessed.
I thought I was the only one who worked on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, when you see things like that, to me, it just says something more about what we're all about. They were rolling over there, it was in the gym. I just have to be right by there.
Are there any other comments? Thank you so much. Child nutrition.
Chair Porter, members of the board, and Dr. Pratt, some of the items child nutrition has been on, throughout the summer. We're happy to report that we have filled all of our vacancies that we had, so we're fully staffed. All our child nutrition staff returned to work on 8/23, our cleaning day, keeping our kitchens ready. Back to school training and orientation all staff that was held on Thursday, 8/24. We had super staff from our own human resources department. We had a registered dietitian. We had Dr. Pratt. So we had good days of learning for our staff. Hertford County Middle and High School, we had the kitchen areas completely painted, including the walls. It looks great. We had the floors professionally cleaned and tiled. We got that looking nice. We put out our request for proposal for the Hertford County High School dining room project. That was issued on August 9th. We had a prospective bidder meeting this past week on the 22nd, where bidders came through our space, took photographs, measurements, asked questions. And those are due back on October 23rd. We did have an equipment representative come and do a complete walkthrough at all of our kitchens. If you remember, that was one of the recommendations of the audit. We had a gentleman come and walk through, and we are waiting for full recommendations. So that's just the things that we had going on this summer. We too have all of our restaurants updated. Questions for me?
Okay, thank you so much. Human resources.
Resources. Again, good evening, Chair Porter, board members, and Dr. Pratt. Our teacher vacancies are decreasing each week, as you can see. As tonight, we had many that were in the room. HR has been busy. We see here, it says currently 10 teacher vacancies, but we, do need to up it up to 11. We will have a vacancy, coming up in October. We do have new teacher beginning orientation. That was successful. We will have another orientation this week, with our teachers that were here on tonight. Beginning teacher coordinator, she was here tonight. She will start in October, and we have updated the employee handbook for 2023-2024.
Your recognition at this time as well?
Yes. If Principal Deborah Brown would come to the One of Dr. Pratt's goals is that we are 100% fully staffed in each of our schools, and we would like to present this certificate of achievement to Ms. Deborah Brown, the principal of Riverview Elementary School. Thank you for your dedication, your outstanding efforts in being 100% fully staffed on day one of school.
Thank you and congratulations, Ms. Brown. All right.
And Ms. Porter,
Yes,
Chair
sir.
before we leave, the last bullet there, the resources, updated employee handbook, is that being updated now to go out? I mean,
Yeah, yes, I think we just finished our updates, and so we'll be sending it out to employees over the next week or so, I believe.
could I recommend
Mm-hmm.
that we hold, because there's some
issues.
things that's gonna happen, I'm sure,
Oh, with the new,
next week,
yes,
that would impact that,
okay, no problem,
coming out of the state board arena.
that's fine.
When I thought about it, to keep you from having to redo it again.
Yes, sir, we can hold,
And sports is one of the big things.
yes.
I don't think you put that in there.
No, we did not. And,
One area.
and the communication process from principals to teachers and things of that nature with parents probably need to be put in there as well.
But I just recommend that,
Yes, sir.
because it's gonna, hopefully some action will be taken next Wednesday, next Thursday.
Ms. Perry Hunt, wish you would've said that a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I just know what the date is.
That's right.
I read it Sunday night.
That's right, that's right.
I said, oh, I would've hold off all day.
That's right.
Good evening.
Good evening, Chair Porter, Vice Chair Hall, Dr. Pratt, board members. Just want to go over with you real quick, what the technology department's been up to over the course of the summer. That worked. So as was mentioned before, we do have new camera systems up and installed and operational at Hertford County High School, Hertford County Middle School, and Riverview Elementary School, and these are state-of-the-art, cloud-based systems, for the access from anywhere, so we're really excited about that and the technology that we have, and hope to be able to expand that. We also completed a comprehensive inventory of all student Chromebooks in the district, so that we could assess kind of how to best serve our students and their technology needs with the devices that we have in stock. So the decision was made, I made the decision that, the Dell 3100 Chromebooks, which are the newest model that we have, the ones that were purchased last year, along with the ones that were purchased just previous to that, we redistributed those to accommodate issuing, one of those to every student pre-K through grade 13. So we are uniform in what all of our students will have,
during the course of this school year, and I think that's gonna, be beneficial to us moving forward. And that's been project, so.
Are there comments? Yes, sir.
Mr. Bennett, we were, looking at the camera system at the middle school. Is that the Verkada system?
Yes.
Yes.
We went with Verkada, it's Verkada at all 3 locations.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Why did you use Dubato? I can't, don't throw that word out here on me. You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? I'm sorry, Madam Chair. I apologize.
Are there other comments?
I apologize.
Okay, thank you so much.
Even if we can go over a little bit with public relations, what we've been doing over the summer. One thing that we've done is a branding protocol. This protocol is for our Hertford County Public School logo, and it shows the exact colors that we're using for our logo, so that when information goes out, everybody is sending out the same thing when it comes to Hertford County Public School logo. It also includes our email signature. So when emails go out, all the signatures are the same across the district. The next thing is our Student Advisory Council. This is a council that's created by, the superintendent, and he would meet with students 9th grade through 12th grade. We would meet with them once a month so that he can hear their concerns, hear their interests, talk with them on, things that's going on in their lives and what they're dealing with day to day. And like I said, we would do that once a month. Power of 15 Initiative, that's a partnership between Hertford County Public Schools and Ronald Shawan Community College, where every student, regardless if you're going to the early college, you have the opportunity to get 15 credit hours before you graduate. Great opportunity for our students. Student attendance awareness. This is something that we've really been running because we want our students to realize how important it is for them to attend school. We can't help them, we can't be there for them if they don't show up. And we are going out and we are finding our students and we are bringing them back. Positive communication champion. This is a new program where I will be dealing with the teachers on a weekly basis at every school, and they will give me positive information for a newsletter that will be created so that people will know the great things that are going on at Hertford County Public Schools.
Thank you. Are there comments?
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
Student Advisory Council, great idea. Is it possible that we can expand that to just any other child who might want to come before the board and talk about school? Example, I have to say it. I was in a certain restaurant last evening, David Nachos, doors were shut when I got there. I went to this other restaurant there in town to get something to eat. And these 2 young ladies were working behind the counter. I figured they were high school students, because of the size. But I had to ask. I asked them, I said, you high school? They said, yes, we go to Hertford County High School. I said, great. I said, well, you know tomorrow, you got to be there at 8 o'clock. We start school at 8 o'clock tomorrow. And then one of them looked at the other and said, oh, no, that's not for me. I said, no, we go to take college courses tomorrow morning, and we'll get there about 11 o'clock. I said, oh, I said, yeah. And they were just talking, I got the name, and I got they are juniors. And the young ladies, now I cannot pronounce their first names. But I know one of them is a Harold, and the other one is an Archie. And I asked them, and they were talking about, they wanted me to know that both of them were in the top 10. Mm-hmm. They were juniors. And they were just talking about, the great things that's going on. And I said, well, I wish somebody would ask us to come in before the board. So I'm just saying, and I'm gonna leave his name Richard, if the board approves. I mean, just have maybe 5 minutes, just talk about I don't need to hear that other stuff. Right. I need to hear these successes like this. Mm-hmm. And they were just take those college courses. Yeah. Meant more to them than anything else. Mm-hmm. I had to check my food to make sure all my food was in there. But, you know, you feel good. I do.
Right.
And they didn't have to say it. But they wanted me to know that they were the top 10, and, by the way, and they knew how to speak.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, so write it down for me. I'm gonna do this with you.
Okay.
I think we need to, at some point, I mean, periodically,
Right.
not every board meeting,
Right.
identify some of these other kids who are doing exactly what we want them to do, and is glad to be doing it.
Absolutely.
And I saw that, and I said, well, next time, I was gonna say it later on, but them coming.
They're advocates for Hertford County Schools.
Ambassadors for us,
That's right.
and it's free. It's free, that's correct. And I heard more about that Power 15, I'm glad you, explained it to me. And I could not know what the hell we were talking about. I did see y'all out at, I think I saw you, I think I was looking at the college, but that Power 15, which is the same thing I don't believe young ladies involved in. That might be what they're involved in.
That is.
It is, yes.
I feel good.
Right. And we're having a district kickoff for the
Yes,
Power
our
15.
district kickoff is September 29th, and you all will be getting an invitation. We're sending out information starting tomorrow. The district going to the community college, our students, to learn more about Power 15.
Here again, it's just another opportunity we are open. And people and parents don't know about those other things that that kid can be involved in. And yes, my telephone rings, with your boys on it. Late at night, or watch that late at night now. And watch that Saturday stuff, so we don't know Saturday now. But, you know, it's out there, but we offer so much.
The hall is worth $500 a course.
That's what it is?
That's what I guarantee you, a parent will save $500 for every.
Oh, yes, sir.
That they take in high school in spring.
Yeah. Anyway.
They get 2 years, it's worth $60,000. I mean, it's a great opportunity.
I think we just need to continue to, oh, by the way, Channel 19 is down. Oh, what do you mean? It's dark. I can't see that.
Yes, sir. So we had a power outage the other day, and it took down the server that runs Channel 19. I was taking in to have cable cast come and look at that. That's not something that we on that.
I keep up with 19 now.
You got them using it.
Yeah. And we just placed the order to
I sure did. We're getting ready to upgrade.
upgrade it. Mm-hmm.
Hallelujah.
Do you have to go in with a code or something to get into it?
No.
Right. Oh, it shows up.
That's it for operations. That's it.
Alan Evans.
Oh, no, that's it. I don't know, we got Mr. Link. A different presentation.
All right.
So good evening again, Board Chair, Dr. Pratt, board members. Just want to take a minute and address what Mr. Law was asking about, which is our conversion from AS400 to Link. Joining us tonight from Link is our representative from Link, Troy Schapp, as well as a member of implementation. His name is Jeff James. They're both on the Zoom with us. If you guys have any questions that I can't answer, but I just want to give you kind of a quick overview of what it is that we're doing and why we're doing it. So we're moving from AS400 to Link because as an enterprise resource planning solution, Link is aligned with the DPI standards and their checklist for what they're looking for. There are several districts scheduled to move to Link in 2024. We are amongst that group, which is listed there. I'm not one for reading slides, but we're amongst that group, which is listed there. The group in white, the in-grade company, those are all of the districts in North Carolina that are currently using Link, and there are several of our neighbors that are using it, if you look at that. Halifax being one of them, Wilson being one of them, for example. And again, like I said, you see it moving to it in 2024. Why Link is a good choice for Hertford County Public Schools. First of all, they're established, they've been around for about 30, 40 years. They have a proven track record of working with schools in North Carolina, already working with 85+ districts. They are dedicated to the K-12 sector, so they know the business that we do.
and they are specific to North Carolina. They're familiar with child nutrition and the departments and what they work with, including Meals Plus and Titan, which Ms. Hargett, I believe we use Meals Plus now. We're going to be moving to Titan, so that's a good fit for us as well. They're headquartered in Wilmington, North Carolina, and you know they're going to give us local North Carolina support. They're staffed by former administrators, financial experts, industry experts, and they're going to work with us in our human resources, finance, child nutrition, all of those things. Okay? Some of the things that they're going to allow us to do that we're not able to do now, storing our documents electronically, instantly being able to access district data, tracking employee attendance in real time, seamless fiscal years, all of the things that are listed up here, trigger notifications. These are all, it's basically a more modernized system, and again, a little bit more in line with what's going on around us. So we'll also have the support of the districts around us should we have questions or concerns. One of the other reasons that we chose Link is because just like tonight, they're willing to be with us tonight for this meeting to answer any questions that we have. They're with us from step one all the way through the end, and then we have their support afterwards. And you know, they have a history of seamless conversions, you know, throughout the state. So that's the gist of it. That's where we are. We settled on them. We filled out some information for them. We're in the midst of actually getting on their timeline, find out exactly when the conversion is going to be, but we're shooting for January of 2020.
All the migration and all that will occur January.
That's what we're hoping, yes, sir. I'm waiting to get a final, so as a project manager on this, I'm waiting to get a final from them on when we can get on their calendar, but we've given them all the information they need to get us on their calendar.
What's the cost?
You know what, Mr. Shields? I told myself to look that up and have that for you, and I can look it up real quick. Unless Troy.
I can help with that, Chris, if you want me to.
Yeah, it's.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It's right at $25,000 a year.
And the conversion itself was like right at 40, wasn't it?
The conversion, the implementation cost, conversion cost was right about $20,000. That's a one-time fee.
So the first jump's around 45 and then around 25.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir.
Certainly a reduction of some of the other supervisors.
That was another reason why.
Good, great.
We took this one as a step between those, right? This is more in line to the AS400. It's a lot easier transition than jumping to one of the vendors that you probably Tyler or what's the other one? Oracle.
Oracle.
Yeah. Yeah. Before we.
That's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Didn't you less than 50 grand?
Yes, well, yeah. 25, around 25, you said for the conversion.
Is this a multi-year or is this year by year?
Year by year. But the implementation is just the first year.
So basically $25,000 every year out there.
Correct, yeah.
The thing about it, the whole state will have to do it.
That's right.
AS400 is going to be. I know.
Don't say that too loud in this room. Somebody might cry.
That's the choice.
Bye-bye.
Good evening. All right. Resolution for authorizing increase in micro purchase threshold. Mrs. Evans. Evening.
Good evening, Board Chair Porter, Vice Chair Hall, Board members, and Dr. Pratt. We are requesting federal programs micro purchase threshold from $10,000 to $30,000 as per the resolution authorizing increase.
Question, Mr. Shields.
What is a micro whatever purchase?
So currently, the way that we identify what steps we have to take in order to make purchases, we have different thresholds. So there's the micro purchase threshold that is at $10,000 or less.
What does that buy? That
And so what you're requesting is that you can spend up to $30,000 with authorization. I mean, or board approval, I guess board approval, I guess.
So I'm asking that you authorize increasing our threshold up to $30,000, so that way, one of the indicators is that we have to request quotes for anything over $10,000. So this would allow us to, just do a reasonable justification cost through our vendor pricing, as opposed to getting quotes for each purchase.
You can eliminate the bid process because I would assume it's hard to get bids on something less than $10,000, I would assume.
Right. And pencil, paper, other programmatic costs like Nearpod, things like that.
Are there other questions or comments?
Is that pretty standard? I mean, is that what most districts do now? Because I don't know.
Yes, so this has been allowed since 2021, and it has to have an annual authorization. So, school districts have to ask their board to authorize each year to increase.
And I think Ms. Martin has asked this request in years past of the board.
Correct.
You deal with Title I funding? I'm not gonna belabor it tonight. I have some questions for you. Well, the superintendent.
Yeah.
He might go to you. But I'll tell him. Is it short this time?
No. You're supporting a lot of activities.
Yeah.
In our school district.
I don't know where the feds are cut back.
Not yet.
Yeah.
It'll probably be cut next year.
Next year. Like I said, I think you look like your book says, if you don't do that.
It's coming next year, yes.
Yeah.
May I have a motion at this time to authorize, the administration's request to increase the micro purchase threshold?
So move, Madam Chair.
And all in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion has been approved. Okay, moving on to Dr. Pratt's report.
I'll be brief this evening. I'm ready for my first, there you go. So just, 23-24 convocation, had a great convocation Friday. A lot of hard work went into that under the leadership of Ms. Freeman and other district office team with Ms. Thipper in the afternoon. We had our first afternoon PD sessions with teachers. Got a lot of positive feedback and some recommendations on how we can improve for next school year. And so we were excited about the day and enjoyed the opportunity to get together in an informal fashion to celebrate the opening of our school year. So great job on the convocation. Today was the first day of school, as many of you know, and so had a great time going out visiting schools. I got to all 7 schools today and was able to have the opportunity to take pictures with many individuals. We also had our mascot that went to many schools today as well, so we appreciate the mascot being present. The elementary students really enjoyed that. And many of the board members also visited the school for the first day, yes. And I see that picture, Mr. Hall, thank you. Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna look at it again.
I see it now. Yeah.
I won't wrong,
Okay.
well.
No, you was not. No, you was not. All right. I know. It's coming back to home, man, but that's okay. First 20 days of school is a new process that we're using. All district office staff is visiting schools the first 20 days of school. We have a schedule, which you can see on the left-hand side, where someone will be in that building having conversations with principals and teachers as we welcome them back. We're looking at things about looking at the curb appeal of schools and making sure our outside are appropriate and what do we need to do to address those. We're looking at the school appearance inside the building, if there's anything that we need to address there. We're looking at processes and procedures that schools are implementing the first 20 days of school. We're having a conversation about staffing and substitutes in the building and how we're supporting substitutes as they fill in for vacant positions. We're looking at transportation, what time buses are arriving, what time are kids getting home in the morning and afternoons. We're looking at the resources that they're using or what additional resources that they may need. What support do they need from district office as they open school? And then we're having daily debriefings of this process so that if we need to provide additional resources to schools, we can provide it. Ms. Berry shared our process of early leavers, dropouts, and early leavers. Go back one. With you earlier, so we're looking at that. So we're looking at people who may dropped out last school year. We call those early leavers. And then we're also beginning the process of no-shows. So that means if any kid that did not show up to school today, we're beginning the process over the next several days to begin finding out where those kids are to try to get them back in school as well. Because if we don't find them, they become a dropout for us. And so we're looking for every student that's enrolled or has been enrolled in our district. We need to locate and determine where they are. We are a part of the district comprehensive needs assessment by DPI. Our dates for that needs assessment visit is September 25th and 26th. We have to complete a comprehensive need assessment. It's a self-evaluation of the district. As many of you are aware, all our schools completed a needs assessment last school year. On August 17th and 18th, they had 2 days of unpacking that needs assessment and using that really in their school improvement process as they move forward this school year. That need assessment or self-assessment is due to DPI on September the 15th. When they come out on the 25th and the 26th, the schedule will include meeting with district office staff. They will meet with the Board of Education members, meeting with principals. They will attend the Board of Education meeting on the evening of September the 26th. They also will provide me feedback on the 26th before they leave the district. And then we have some optional meetings that we can include on the visit with teachers or with parents. Ms. Freeman talked about this earlier. September is attendance awareness. We want parents to understand that we're really monitoring this, that even unexcused absences and suspension leads to chronic absenteeism. We're also monitoring early leavers, early pickups, and late arrivals, because that's just as bad as being absent from school. And so we would like to encourage parents, please keep your kids in school from 8 o'clock a.m. to 3:15. What we discovered on my Listening to Learn tour, even with teachers and some of the family members, we got a lot of kids been checked out of school early. They're missing last 30 or 40 minutes of school. And so you may hear some of that noise from parents over the next couple of weeks, because schools are really cracking down on kids leaving school early. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and multiply that by 177 days, that's a lot of instructional hours. That's a part of being chronic absent from school. And so we're addressing that. We're going to stand firmly on that. Kids need to be in school, and they need to be ready and prepared to learn as we move forward this school year. If we're going to improve our academic outcomes, we got to have them there. So, Freeman got a big task on the next month promoting awareness. Ms. Freeman also talked about this. This just gives you a little information about the Student Advisory Council, some of the objectives there, being an advocate, promoting change in the school district, using those students for that, I think is critical. Keep in mind that the Student Advisory Committee is the first committee. We also will be developing a Parent Advisory Council for me, and also a Teacher Advisory Council as well, that we will meet with them monthly as well. We must keep our pulse on what's happening and getting their feedback on the initiatives that we're doing in the district as well. I think that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Pratt. We'll move on to.
Before you move on, can I do something quickly?
Yes, sir.
That assessment team that's coming,
Mhm.
may I suggest, encourage, that when you talk with them, make sure that you might consider, I'm just saying you might want to consider this, in principle, that whoever they talk to, the word flexibility. We need, Hertford County, in my opinion, we need the flexibility to turn some dollars into something else.
Mhm.
One of those flexibilities to me is the starting of the school year. Our start and ending day. The school calendar is what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
They need to hear that.
Okay.
And that group also needs to hear, in my opinion, the social needs
Yeah.
that we have here, with our kids. And we've heard some of that today.
Absolutely.
And we need to make sure that this assessment is inclusive of those needs if we're going to make sure that every child receives a quality, basic education. And that's in law. That's in law.
That's right.
And we need those things. So please, emphasize that. Consider, Madam Chair, consider, Lieutenant, to emphasize those things. There are other things, I'm sure.
That's right.
But, they need to hear that.
Mr. Shields, do you have comment?
I do. I would hope next year, that convocation will be the first or second day that teachers come by, and that the last day before school starts, Friday before school starts on Monday, that teachers have the opportunity to be in their classrooms, because that's the only complaint that I've had, and I don't get complaints, but I've had some I guess I've seen a lot of folks at the restaurant this week because they've all, some of the teachers have, and that's the only complaint they had about, is that they felt like they needed to be in the classroom, at least part of the day of convocation.
Absolutely.
But other than that, it was, thought convocation was great. I enjoyed being at the high school today, and Bearfield and everybody there still had their hair, and I was glad of that. They hadn't pulled it out, so that was good, and I'm gonna get everybody else in school too. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Deloach?
I had a chance to visit, 4 schools today, and I was really excited about what I saw. I was really glad of the preparation that I saw. You could tell by entering school that a lot of preparation has gone and getting ready for school. Not just here at Central Office, but even at the school as well. We've addressed the issue of painting. I was impressed with the painting, Mr. Hunter, but I also understand that we had custodians painting at, Riverview as well. That's what I understand. So we certainly want to thank them for what they did. And they did a good job of what I saw. The building was clean, the buildings were neat, kids were excited, parents were excited. It looked like to me, there was a newness. I can put my hands on. There was something in the air today that I haven't seen in a good while. And I think that was, maybe the excitement, the expectation that something great is getting ready to happen. And that's what I saw. Again, congratulations, Ms. Brown, on 100%, being full of staff. That takes a lot of work to do. I want to appreciate. Want to thank Central Office. We realized that the amount of work that was done in preparation for all of this could not have been done without the work as administration, as did working together. I want to appreciate you. Brad, I can say that pleased with what I saw. Oh, let me say one other thing. I heard some comments about safety and about the doors, and I agree with everything that's been said. For schools, all the doors were locked. I was locked out, which was a good thing. Sorry about that. So, Mr. Hall, some good things with these doors. And I saw it more so this time than I have in the past. I didn't want to say that.
Mr. Deloach. Mr. Adele?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Certainly I ditto, all the comments before. And I'll keep it brief because the weather's outside and it's foggy. Just want to say I had the chance to visit all schools today, and I was really impressed and happy to see the excited faces of our students and the hard work, that our staff continues to do. Today was a great day, and we hope to see this continue throughout the year. And if there are ways that we can help continue throughout the year, please let us know, because we don't know if you all don't tell us, and you're the best qualified help on the ground and the forefront every day. So for that,
Thank you. Mr. Hall?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I've already said a lot of that I want to bring to the meeting tonight. But let me emphasize one piece of the law that was passed and signed, well, it was over, that the General Assembly overrode Governor's veto, and that's the parents' rights. Principals, teachers, staff, everybody. Make sure you understand what that Parents' Bill of Rights is all about. We had, 5 hours last week?
Yes.
5 continuous hours training on this particular item. It's gonna be it's law. It was law when it was overrode, last week. Get a copy of it. Thursday of this week, the state board will be looking at some possible, next week, some possible guidelines to put out here. I'm sure, Dr. Fred, you receive guidelines from everybody, right? But when you look at it, a lot of the stuff there's a lot of stuff we're already doing. There are some parts of it that's gonna say you're gonna do it, or else, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm gonna repeat again, get a copy of it, go to page 6 and 7, 7 and 8. Go to page 7 and 8. It clearly outlines what parents' rights are when it comes to this document. But it's not specific enough, if anybody out there, well, this is what, it was purposely, we think, left open-ended. But, you're gonna be surprised. Not you're gonna be surprised, but it's a different day. I say that's a convocation. I'm saying it again tonight. That Bill of Rights now. Parents' Bill of Rights. It's important for you to recognize it and know it. The other thing, of course, that you will hear more and more about is athletics. The eligibility requirements in the future. That's gonna change. We would have changed it this year. But now that the athletics, the king of sports in North Carolina started last Friday night, which is high school football. Eligibility is going to change. It's going to come out next year, first this year. So our high schools and our middle schools, be aware of that. That 2.0 GPA. I don't know if that's going to survive for the future. So that's one of the things I know is being looked at. And students who decide that they want to participate in a sport that they were not born with the anatomy, I'll put it that way, to play in that arena. We have young men who want to get into some other female sports, saying that they have changed biologically, or whatever. That's going to be a big thing. We did have a case, volleyball, it was spiked, and the young lady went up to and hit it, gave a concussion. The person that spiked it was the trainer. That's another thing that we might have to do, and that's in the Bill of Rights for parents. Those are things coming down the pipe. It's going to be a new day, but hey, just do your job. That's all. Just do your job. And the board here can take some of the heat of what's going to come, but it is an exciting time to be in public education. And by the way, maybe next week we'll find out what kind of salary our teachers will be earning. Hopefully. Mid-September is what we're hoping.
Long way from June, isn't it?
That sounds good.
Long way from June, isn't it?
Long way.
When they first started talking about it.
Yeah, but hopefully, the mid-September. And that's what we have to do, Ms. Porter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I would like to thank everyone. As I walked around today, I saw where everyone from the district office, I don't want to miss not one department. Dr. Pratt, your leadership has become contagious, and everyone was really, really ready for school. And that comes from your planning and your organization. And I would like to thank all of you. By 10 o'clock, your schools were, some were going to lunch at 11. At 10 o'clock, 9:30 really was at 9 when I saw you. Parents had left the building, students were in place. Everyone was ready to school. So you and your staff and faculty and all departments, you need to pat yourselves on the back, because this was an exceptionally good opening. Very well organized. And the students seemed happy to be there, and personnel, staff, everybody, administrators. I agree with Mr. Deloach. And just walking through the buildings, it was uplifting. There was it was positive. Not saying it wasn't before, but there was something different in the air today. So we want to thank everyone. Thank you. Good job. Maintenance, did have some comments and some compliments about the things that you have done with the stadium and the buildings. It really looks nice. So, kudos to you also. I'm not going to keep you. I know it has been a very long day today. And you're also ready to get some rest and relaxation. But thank you so much.
Let me forward a question.
Yes, sir.
Maintenance need to be, those guys have done a tremendous job.
They did. They really did.
It's been tough. It's been tough, and I know it. But they need to be recognized
And
for
a
the
lot
job.
has been done.
Yes, ma'am. I saw them, those whiteboards like that, them things weigh about 80 pounds or more. In some cases, you gotta cut them in half to get them out. I saw them coming out of the buildings in half. So, we need to just recognize our makeup partners. Not that many of them. So they can't be recognized. Everybody needs to be recognized.
Let's give everybody out.
That's all there's going to be here there. I didn't say you was bad.
Good job, Hertford.
But good job. I ain't done.
Good job.
Let's go home then.
Okay, the date and time of our next meeting is September 25th, 2023. I would like to have my motion at this time to go back in the closed session.
Madam Chair, if I'm in order, I'll make a motion to go back in closed session to deal with personnel.
A second, please. All in favor, state aye. All opposed? At this time, we are now in closed session. Thank you all.